The only other person that was in a deluxe room was...
You're the only one! Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Is it?
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
The alarm and everything else?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
We got him. Oh my god, Gundam. It just hit me. At first I was like, yeah, we got him. And I'm thinking, oh shit, Gundam did it? What the fuck?
Gundam?
He did do it. He did do it. Look at him. He's not responding. He's not answering. Oh, he did do it. How did he do it?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
I'm not sure if I think Jackie might actually like Gundam. Or might admire Gundam in some way. Or maybe she pities Gundam. I'm not really sure. Maybe she pities him. Maybe she can relate to him because she's also kind of alone like he is. Maybe. I don't know. She has some sort of connection for him.
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
True.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
You're not saying anything.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi. Because I was in the lounge. So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Voices again. Hey, what are you doing? This ridiculous. This raucous. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld, bellowing for sacrifice. They were making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
He's not saying anything. Why did he do it? And how also?
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Out of all the characters that could have done this, I would never actually imagine Gundam would do something like this. I'm not even kidding you. Gundam. Oh. Why? What was the intention? Did the hunger get to him too much? What was it?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
10.
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
Wait, really?
You bastard. Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
He clearly doesn't.
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
Wow, he actually looks very nervous. Huh.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right, that's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Wait, what? Really? That's his argument
Are
there?
you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
Yep.
Yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Wait, what?
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell does he mean by this?
Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
I feel like what ended up happening is Nagato ended up discovering exactly what happened, exactly why they're here. I think what ended up happening is that he ended up remembering the memories from the past. Because I remember that Mika also remembered the past because of the fever. She remembered the past, the true past, before they came to the island. I feel like maybe Nagato learned something about himself and something about why they all are here on this island. And what exactly happened to the outside world.
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
He did.
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
No, fuck off.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Could he explain at least his intentions of what he was trying to do? And why he decided to kill his friend?
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
I'm a little stumped.
And what's wrong with that?
if the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
No, hold on. Something's been decided for sure.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something's obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as contradiction that can't be overcome. What are we doing here? Okay. Make your argument. 11 o'clock, contact 11 o'clock, 8 o'clock, broken doorknob.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
Contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction, I can't shoot through. Look at a file, a button. Putting back on Nekomaru's neck, when this button is pressed, all Nekomaru's functional season is forced to enter sleep mode. Apparently Fuyiko saw Nekomaru walking towards the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 AM. Contact lever used to move between both houses was broken and no longer worked. It was apparently broken at the Grape House side, so the last person to use it would have arrived at the Grape House. Button Strawberry holding open the door leading to the tower was broken. Doorknob found under the tipped over pillar. The screws to the base are pulled out. I need to watch that again. I'm going to find out what it is for the sake of everyone's hope. I shoot through the contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
I see what's going on here. A secret passageway. I think I know what's going on there. There is a secret passageway, and the secret passageway was actually the way that the only way that Nagito was able to travel from the Strawberry side over to the Grape House side. So it's not the only means to travel. I got it.
Elevator was
We know what's up.
the only means of travel between the two houses.
It's not the only
As
means.
long
It's
as
not
that
the
elevator
only
was broken.
means.
Your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
It was broken at Grape House, you're right.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
They didn't have a
or if
compass.
there was a secret passageway.
There was a secret passageway. There is.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
Oh no, we're not stopping this. We're not stopping this. We're using the secret passageway. Hell yeah. We got a contradiction here. We good. Let's do this. Whew.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Hell yeah!
No, that's wrong!
Ooh, that was so clutch. That was so clutch. Oh, could have missed it.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Exactly.
Such a method does not exist.
Yes, it
Then
does.
why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
At that point, we select Nagito, the only person who traveled between one house and the other.
You're the only one!
Mm-hmm.
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Oh, shut
Don't
up.
play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Mm-hmm. Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
He knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up.
Oh, fuck off with that.
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Yep.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Okay.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
He's really hell-bent on this, isn't he?
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Okay, Hulk. Oh, okay then. What do we got here? Roboto Showdown. Wire, goodnight, tiptoe pillar, broken doorknob, wire, goodnight button, tiptoe pillar, radio clock.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
His argument is exhausting. Just listen to him make him tired. He has skillfully cut back against his dwarf so he doesn't outpace
Even
me.
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Hell yeah.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Problem is, try proving the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon, right? If that's the case, I should have it too. Key which dwells in the light, he'll break through the
Know
darkness.
the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
The wire, that's what it is. It has to be the wire. That's the only place you could have gotten the wire from. Yes, that's
Know
it.
the
That has to be
limits
it.
of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blood.
Allow
Hell
me to
yeah.
cut through those words!
Hell yeah, we got him.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
That means Gundam actually went through the final death room somehow. He must be really good at puzzles, honestly, I think. He was able to solve it like that.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
Got him. Got him.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Exactly.
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Go ahead.
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Did we get him?
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me!
Oh, he's actually pissed. Oh.
Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Wow, Gundam's actually mad. Wow.
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
So there was another way he got over to Nekomaru's button on the back of the neck. See, the button on the back of the neck that he has currently, that Nekomaru has, usually has some sort of covering behind it, but this time it's actually cracked. Now this cracked covering is probably due to the fall and everything, because he fell and all that, but I believe it's not easy to get to it. Typically, Coach Nekomaru does not let people get an easy drop on him, but something must have had a drop on him. Something though Nekomaru probably would not notice. What if Gundam used hamsters to do that? Maybe? He uses hamster to press the button?
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied.
The only reason I'm saying the hamsters could have done is because he had the hamsters do some other stuff in the past before. For example, like getting a cloth from Mikan's case, from the top of the stage, the concert stage. He was able to do that, and his hamsters are very crafty in the things that he commands them to do.
Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
Guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will prove an argument that will leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Oh, we're doing the final battle, aren't we? Yep. Final showdown. Panic Sock action. Let's do it.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka
There we go.
Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver!
Just kind of gotta dance with it, the rhythm.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
Hell yeah. For Darth Davis. That's what would have done it for him. That's what would have helped him out with this. I knew it. I knew it. I knew
Even
it.
if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
He had his hamsters do other stuff before in the past, and they were crafty.
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Oh yeah, he also, the hamster also pressed the button on the elevator as well. Emissary of Evil, in accordance with the ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through Supernova Silver Fox Sandy. And it went to press the button. They pressed the button? Truly, this is the skyline lamentation art of the demon mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue,
Yep.
one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
Thank you, Chiaki.
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Is it snapping?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Wait,
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
wait, is he real?
Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
Is this serious? Yeah. Conclusion argument. Oh shit, okay.